Dylan Thompson, Chase Motorsports, coach and trailer sales in beautiful Paducah, Kentucky. I bet you're sitting there going, what in the world has he came up with now? I'll start out by saying, hands down, the coolest Peterbilt truck of its kind that's ever been built. And I'm going to leave it at that. And trust me, I've seen a bunch of them. I've owned a bunch of them. This truck takes things to a whole different level. And I've only seen a few of the 6-doors. And I'm going to say this. If you don't like red, this is probably not the rig for you. So, kind of a basic overview of what we've got here, okay? 2018 model Peterbilt 389 with a Bolt 6-door conversion. And Bolt is still in business. They actually just finished a blue truck for a friend of mine. Gentleman I sold a coach to a few years back, just had a brand new one built by him. It's a 4-door, not a 6-door. And then I had a black one. I don't know if you remember, I had a black, I think it was a 17 model that I just recently sold. But again, it was a 4-door. Now, this truck is a 6-door. It's got the right engine, the right drivetrain. It is titled as an RV. It's got a little porta potty deal in it. It's got a roof air. It's got a microwave, water tank, generator. I bet if you called Bolt, and I have not called them, I'm shooting from the hip here, but I bet I'm close. I bet if you called Bolt, they would tell you high 4s or over 500 grand to build this truck today. And the thing is, you know, the 389 is not being produced anymore. So very, very cool truck I'm fixing to show you. Clear title, in hand. This is the real deal. So 2018 Peterbilt 389 with the 565 horsepower Cummins, the X15, and a 13-speed Ultra Shift in it. Now, the truck, as far as like, you know, air cleaner lights, custom grille, custom bumper, custom fenders, it's pretty much stock. It's got some really cool lights, as you can see under the doors, and it's got a dual exhaust on the back. It's got a little custom stainless wing you can see up there. It does have some aftermarket headlights. I'm going to say those look like JW Speaker. They made a brand of headlights that were really high quality. And buddy, she is retail red. The interior, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you. It's got like black seating, diamond stitched with red stitching. It's got a TV in it. Again, I thought I'd seen it all until this came in. Air ride steer axle. And again, the 565 horsepower X15 Cummins, which can easily be turned up to 605. It's got the 1,850 foot-pound of torque transmission. So the 13-speed Eaton Ultra Shift, automatic. There's no clutch pedal. It's titled again as an RV. Twin 80-gallon fuel tanks. The trailer. It is a 2021 ATC Game Changer Pro Series 45 foot. Now, the overall length, including the hitch, is 46.9, I believe, tip to tip. But they call it a 45-28. So it's a 45-foot overall length with 28 foot of garage space. One slide, as you can see up here in the bedroom area. Now, it's got its own generator. So it's got a 7,000-watt Onan gas. I think it's got a 70-gallon onboard gas tank for the generator. And then it also has a separate fueling station. You can see that right here. So that's the where you would put gas in for the fuel station. This is for the generator. 16-inch wheels, 6,000-pound torsion axles, ATC, aluminum trailer company. So this whole trailer, aluminum framed, aluminum skin, aluminum trim, has automatic hydraulic leveling on it, a rear ramp door. Let's talk about heights for a second. So the The height is 89 inches, I believe. That's what I measured just a minute ago on the door, and it's 96 inches wide. And when you pull in, you've got about 24 foot of clear garage space. You could put a car, a small truck, an SUV, a couple of Polaris Razors. And then if you got something with sort of a narrow front end, you'll see when we go inside, you could kind of squeeze that between the refrigerator and the wall, and you've got about another 4 or 5 foot there. Has the big outdoor patio awning, keyless entry on the door, all like thermal pane windows too. So they're all frameless windows, lots of big windows. You can see how wide that window there is, probably every bit of, I don't know, 5.5 foot wide or so. So 3 big windows there, a little small window on the door, another window up here in the bedroom. Back to the truck. We will split these too, so we don't have to sell them as a package. Now, I would love to sell you this as a package, but we don't have to. It's got a very heavy-duty rear bumper pull. I'm going to shoot from the hip and say 20,000 towing capacity on the rear. I like how Bolt did the fiberglass cap on the back of these. Looks pretty cool. Diamond plate. It's been stored inside since it was new. You can see the big window there in the back. In-motion satellite system. A backup camera. Look at the dual stacks. How cool is that? Air ride. Fifth wheel hitch, little mini fifth wheel. Now, when I sold my black 2017, it actually sold here about a month ago. But when I listed that, right off the bat, I got calls from people in the trucking industry. This is not a truck that you're going to haul freight with, okay? I mean, the hitch it's a small little pancake. It's made for towing a big race trailer, a guy wanting to tow a trailer with all of his Harleys, classic cars, pull, something like this ATC. So just to save a few of the phone calls, this is not a truck you're going to go out and start, hauling lumber with. I mean, I guess you can. I can't stop you, but I'm just giving you a heads up. This is built for, I'm not saying small trailers, but it's not made to haul like cargo freight and stuff like that. Air ride, by the way, on the fifth wheel. Michelin tires. We are going to put brand new steers on it. They're the originals. They're dated sometime 2017 because it's a 2018 conversion or 2018 chassis. So it will have brand new Michelin steers. I don't know if I mentioned the mileage, 27,000 original miles. And I'm telling you, it is as clean as the day that it drove out of the plant there at Bolt up in Indiana. So 2018, we're just going to call it the cool truck. That's the name of this one. So if you call me up and you're wanting to know or you have a question, just say, hey, calling about that red cool truck. All right, give me a second. I'm going to pop the hood, open the cab up. We're going to look at a few things. I'm going to open up the ATC. If you're in the market for one of those, you may be pretty familiar with those. It's a 4528 2021 model, by the way. I think I mentioned that, but just to make sure. And she's red. Red with black wheels, black trim, black diamond plate. It's got 3 roof airs, 7,000 watt Onan gas powered generator. I think it holds 90 gallons of black water, 90 gallons of gray, 45 gallons of black, and the specs I read, it's got to have a huge fresh water tank. It's set online 200 gallons of fresh. So verify all that, but that's what I read on a factory spec sheet. So huge freshwater capacity on this. Hydraulic landing gear on the front, hydraulic leveling system. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to open everything up and show you the inside of the cool truck. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I've got everything opened up. I'm going to show you under the hood first just how clean. Stored inside since it was new. Big X15 Cummins. It does have the factory Peterbilt air ride steer axle on it. Go around to this side again. Just showing you how clean Cummins X15. There's where you can see the horsepower and then show you the torque at the 1850. All right, I'm gonna shut that key off. It's actually, I was doing that to turn these marker lights, the way they've got them wired. Actually, that's not bad. That fuel pump quit. You know how when you shut them off, they'll continue making that priming noise. All right, so there's door one. Black seats, air ride, heated, vented, and they massage. Look at the seats. You like sink into that thing. Look at the lighting. Show you door number two. So again, another air ride seat, heated and cooled. Little center console there. TV overhead. AC in the roof. It's door number two. Door number three has a bench seat. So technically you've got 2, 4, you could seat 7. So the difference is, like, a lot of these trucks don't have this third door to access this. You have to get in it from the, you know, the other door, the second door, and walk between. They won't have that console there. So this is a bench seat back here that if you'll go to the photos at chasecoach.com, I've got a picture of that laid down. So it turns into a bed. Look at the seating. Look at the detail in the diamond stitching. Is that not crazy? It's got an onboard inverter. It's got like auxiliary air back here off the truck. You can see the controls for that. Like a laminate. Looks like wood, but it's like a plank laminate floor. Again, is that not just the coolest thing ever? When I saw it, I was like, you've got to be kidding. Like, wow. Air ride. I love that the 4 air seats in the back are air ride. Back here, you've got an outlet, which is you can run off the generator or the inverter. So your control for your line guard satellite. Spin around over here. You have the control for the generator, your air conditioner control, your inverter control. It's got hot water, and it's got a water pump. Some really cool lighting. Let's see if I can get kind of a shot, like looking back. And we'll zoom out here. Bear with me. There we go. So front seats, middle seats, see the console, and then the bench seat in the back. Look at the microwave. How cool is that? CB radio, in-dash navigation. Pretty sure that's got like Apple CarPlay on it too. 27,461 original miles. Just drop her in gear and go. All right. I'll show you on the other side. It's got a Onan diesel. I think it's a 7 or 8,000. Let's look here and see. That is an 8,000, and it's got like 190 hours, 193 to be exact. So Onan 8,000 diesel. This thing even has a 50 amp shore power hookup. I can tell you this. I bet the original owner that had this built, when Bolt got done writing down all the options he wanted, they were out of ink. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But cool. Another view of this side. Again, air ride all the way around, heated and cooled. Massage. So all these seats have the controller. It's tucked down in the side. This one I think is laying on the floor, but I'll show you. You're probably familiar with, I think these seats were built by Supreme. Bear with me just a second. There we go. So you turn that bad boy on. Oh yeah. Make you go to sleep right there. Like the console for all the drinks. What's the number one thing, you know, you're going to have driving down the road is everyone's going to have a drink and needs a place to put it. Another view of the bench seat. Big window in the back. It's got like a pleated shade that raises up. Well, if you thought you had the coolest truck in town, this is going to up the scale a little bit, right? Okay, on to the trailer. So the trailer has propane, so it's got like forced air heat and a gas hot water heater, 7,000 watt gasoline power generator. Over here is your onboard fuel station. So that's where you would pump fuel into your ATV or car or truck or dirt bike. This is a cool little compartment. So sliding tray, and you can see ATC, everything aluminum, TIG welded. The craftsmanship on these things is incredible. Huge awning too. I'm going to say that's probably, oh man, that's every bit of 25 feet probably. Big awning. Nice outdoor exterior lighting. You see the LED awning light there. We mentioned the tires. They're like new. 6,000 pound axles. 4,000 pound door capacity. That's something important. And I think I read like cargo weight, you can have 55 or 5,600 pounds of cargo weight is, you know, by the manufacturer specs, which you're probably in agreement with me on that. I mean, that's like the low end. They're doing that for liability and safety, of course, but I'm sure it would hold a little more, but that's what they recommend. Quick sneak peek of the interior. Awesome colors, by the way. I love the white cabinets. I love the extruded aluminum floor that ATC. And before I forget, I have the carpet for the back. You can see how it has carpet up in the front. I have the carpet for the back. Let's take a look at the escape door. It's 52 inches wide, 48 inches tall. So, you know, the reason for this is if you pull a car in, you can open the driver's door on the car, let the car door kind of swing out into the escape hatch. Appreciate you sticking with me. This one's, we're definitely using up all of the sun. It is for sure setting here in the KY. Okay, so the other side of the compartment I showed you, this is pretty much a pass-through storage bay with the little lift the blue lever up and this tray slides, so it'll slide out this side or go out the other side. All PEX and flex line, all the plumbing, very neatly done by the folks at ATC. It also has the outdoor shower. That's what that is. You can see I've got it hooked up to 50 amp shore power. Your black and gray tank dump handles, easy to reach, easy to get to. And I think it's got two furnaces. So it's got one up here for like the main area, and I can see another chrome vent. See the vent up there? Pretty sure that vent is for another furnace. One slide, which is up in the bedroom. All right, I don't think I missed anything on the outside. Oh, under this door, I had forgotten to open that. There's a big stainless compartment with like 4 NOCO battery tenders, one that's hooked to each battery. So it's got storage for like spare oil filter, fuel filter, stuff like that. The 2018 Bolt. All I can say, folks, is wow. ChaseCoach.com for all the photos and the price. We don't put the price in the YouTube video just for privacy of the future owner, because we do leave the videos up. So a lot of people want to share it with a friend or show their buddy or whatever. But ChaseCoach.com for all the photos and the price. Now, if you get on there and it's not on there, chances are it has sold. But call me. I might have something similar. I don't know if I can top that. I was going to say I'll have something just like it, but all right. So let's check out the interior. Residential fridge. I'm going to start out by saying I love the fridge. It's a little over 16 cubic feet, and you just pull this little orange safety. It's 2 doors on the top for the fridge, and then 2 doors on the bottom for the freezer. Very neatly done. Very clean too. The previous owner, which was the original owner of this ATC, I bet he didn't use this thing 5 or 6 times. I know he never used the cooktop because it looks brand new. Cooktop, Suburban brand, with a little oven. Very cool, gas powered. All of the windows have shades, so you just pull that down and it's what I would call a nightshade. So total blackout. All the cabinets, aluminum cabinet company. All the cabinets are aluminum. Very cool. Has onboard stereo with a built-in DVD, smart TV. I've actually got that linked to our shop Wi-Fi. And then you can see over here, we got a convection microwave, stainless. There you go. This is a good size sink. So this actually is like an insert. Whoops. Well, if I can get a hold of it there. There we go. So stainless sink, really good size. I like the stainless kind of little octagon shaped backsplash. But even the sink, I mean, everything. We detail each unit that comes in here. The Chase detail crew, second to none, I promise. I've seen other people's work, and our guys, man, they put a lot of effort into it. They do. That is an honest day's work, too, let me tell you. Easy to read panel with all your switches, your generator, that's your 12-volt main power, your bed, so it's got a bed that goes up and down back there. You run it from here. Hot water heater, water pump. You can check all your tank levels. It's got tank heat, so it does have black and gray and fresh tank heat. Turn your lights on, you kind of see something blinking there. Thermostat control, leveling system, inverter. It's got solar charging, so that's what that's for. And then your loading docks or your loading lights, excuse me, and that is your fuel gauge. This is a really cool table. So big window behind that. That table folds down, and then you got two little seats that do recline that go with it. It's got an overhead storage, or you could use that as another bed. And the carpet, again, I do have the carpet for this area. It's actually up there. I don't know if you can kind of see it rolled up back by the wall. More table area back here, more cabinets. This is cool too. You can, tie things to the wall with this aluminum track. Or like, let's say you wanted to move that table this way. You could. It literally is just attached to that track. This is a little foldable sofa that also doubles as a bed. So it lets down into a bed or a sofa. The rear little, I'm going to call like a bug screen with the clear windows. It rolls up so you can roll it up out of the way. It also zips on all three sides, so the center and each side. Now, this bed back here is like a queen size. It lets down out of the ceiling. So there's a couple of safeties you pull, a button you press, and that will lower down. And you can actually have this bed laid down with someone sleeping on it and then lower that bed down like pretty much like having a pair of bunk beds back here. More aluminum cabinets. Still got the plastic protectant on them. Again, if this thing's been used 5 or 6 times, I would be surprised. I'll say that. Because it is very, very clean. Not beat up, not scratched up. And, the whole floor, I mean, there's carpet up here, but this whole floor is extruded aluminum. That's cool. Little storage area there. And then you go on up the stairs. You access the bathroom, which for for where it's located, it's actually a really good size. You got a little vanity area with a sink in it, same backsplash to match the kitchen, little mirror, some overhead cabinetry. The toilet is in here, and then you have the shower. And again, I was surprised at the size of the shower. It's pretty good size for a toy hauler. I call this a toy hauler. And same with the bedroom. So you got a sliding pocket door. So for bedroom privacy, keeping out the light or the sound, you have a queen size bed up here, and then the slide. And the slide control is right over here. So you just press out. It sounds like a Swintex slide. Got a lot of cabinets back there, kind of in the headboard area of the bed. A little nightstands over here, and then a couple drawers. Very nice, very neat. Brand new bedding, by the way. So I'd say 99% of the coaches or trailers that leave here have new bedding in them. I like that. A place to sit down and, put your shoes on or your socks on, a little bench to sit on. The cabinets are a nice size too up here, which they kind of taper because that's kind of the contour, of the front of it. And Sony, another smart TV up here. We've got your controller for your thermostat for your bedroom air. So your bedroom's on its own thermostat. For those of you that like to, freeze out, you can set her where it'll make icicles midair, right? This is prep for a washer and dryer. So it's got the prep. It obviously doesn't have it in it, but we do sell those. I would say like one of the little combo all-in-one units would look really cool there. All right, a vent, I like that. So no ceiling fan, but does have an overhead vent, which is a nice addition. That's what the Max Air little controller is for. And then on the other side of the pocket door is a mirror. So when that slides over, you do have not a full length, but let's call it a 3/4 length mirror. This is the breaker panel. So all of your like 120, 220 breakers are here, and then your 12-volt fuse panel neatly shows where everything goes. All right. This was a little different. I'm used to doing the coach side, but had the opportunity to acquire this setup, and I was like, absolutely. So appreciate you watching. ChaseCoach.com. If you're not a subscriber of our channel, please, please, please hit the subscribe button. We have some really cool stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. So as I told you, the sun was setting, and wow, that's all I can say. A cool truck. That's what we're naming this one. So thanks again for watching. If you have any interest, let me know. Financing available. Trades accepted. We deliver nationwide. And my driver, when he brought this one up, it was came out of Texas. When he brought this one up, he said, Dylan drives like a dream. And he doesn't like the Peterbilt trucks. He doesn't. But he drove this one, and he said, dude, I think he actually asked the original owner when he was picking it up, and there was some type of real special sound deadening material that they used when they built this truck new. And he said, Dylan, it doesn't even sound like the normal Peterbilt that I've drove. It's quiet. So, all right, that's all I got. Hey, if you've hung with me this long, thanks again. I appreciate you, and hopefully we can make a deal. Until next time, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.